Alright everyone, welcome to the video. Thank you for watching. This is going to be my first ever PSA order reveal. This is my first ever PSA order I've ever done as a collector. I've been collecting pretty heavily since about 2017, and late 2020, I'd always wanted to do a PSA order, and I had a feeling that the prices were about to go up soon just because they were getting very backed up, and the way everything was going, I knew that prices were going to go up soon, so I wanted to hurry up and get in an order before it was too late. So at the time, my local card shop was doing a deal of $13 per card, and I went ahead and sent in 21 cards. And then about, I don't know, 2 months later, PSA raised their prices, and since then their prices have continued to go up and have since gotten outrageous. So I got very lucky to be able to submit at least one order for $13 a card. I don't know if it'll ever get back to that, but hopefully someday we'll be able to see similar prices to that. But we'll go ahead and get started here. So first card, 2005 Topps Turkey Red Aaron Rodgers. So I wrote down the grade that I thought these cards would get, and this was right on par with what I had written down. I thought it would be around a 9. Card looks really good. I think the only issue was like a soft corner. It's a pretty I think it's a pretty easy set, but the pop isn't very high. So on the pop report, this has a pop of 136 with 307 higher. So for a base card, I think that's a pretty low pop. So I was pretty happy to get a 9 with this one. Second up, this one was probably the biggest, not probably, definitely the biggest flop in the order. I did not expect to get this low of a grade on this one. I was hoping for 8 or a 9. Ended up getting a 7.5. I think there was a surface issue with it. This is the one card in the order that I regret sending in. It just wasn't worth it. I paid about $15 for it. So with the $13 grading fee, it's really not worth it, because I think this one's probably worth less than 20 with the grade that it came in. I was hoping for a 9 or a 10, but it just didn't work out. But the rest of the orders has been way better than that. We got a 2001 Topps base card, Drew Brees. I love this set. I collect a lot of players from this set, whether it be, Brees, Tomlinson, or Vic. And when I started collecting this set, I just fell in love with trying to, find a clean copy of a Brees base card. Back when I got into it, I bought a BGS 9, but I always wanted a PSA 9, so when this one came back a 9, I was super happy to have one. I just love the 90s vintage look that these have, and this one was a real clean copy, so I was happy with it. Paid about $15 for it back in 2017. Card in that grade right now goes for around 130 to 150. Pretty high pop, but I was happy to get a 9. So getting into some basketball. So the story behind this one, these phenomenal beginnings last year, LeBron cards started getting real expensive, and I wanted to collect some LeBron rookies, but I didn't want to break the bank. But these phenomenal beginnings are some real low end base rookies. You can get them for under $5. Even now, I think you can still get them for under $5. But I found a seller on eBay that had a bunch of these listed, buy it now for like $4, and they looked real clean. So I bought like 3 of them. It was like $4 a piece plus like $1 to have them all shipped. And when they came to me, I looked them over and I was like, dang, these look really clean. So decided to take the 2 best looking ones and send them in. And this one ended up getting a 9, which, I mean, not too bad for this set. Probably not worth it nowadays, but for 13 a card, it was worth it. Got another phenomenal beginning LeBron. This one got a 10. I was super stoked. Honestly, I didn't expect either of these to get a 10. I thought they would probably both get 9s, but I was able to squeeze out a 10 on this one, which was awesome. It feels really good to get 10s, especially when you just look a card over on eBay and hit the buy it now and it comes back a 10. That feels really amazing. So that's a $5 card nowadays. Right now, and a 10 sells anywhere from $110 to $150. This one was really cool. I bought this years ago for $1 on eBay. 99 cents, free shipping. Looked it over, looked great. Super clean copy. When I was doing my order preparation, I looked it over. I saw a very slight corner issue going on with it. I thought maybe it'll get a 9, but I was hoping it could squeeze out a 10, and it ended up getting a 10. And the cool thing about this card, only paid $1 for it, and the comps for it right now in a PSA 10 are 110 to 150. So that's what's really cool about sending in, low end cards. You can turn a $1 card into a $120 card just by looking it over and noticing that it looks good. So, it's kind of sad those days might be over with the new price hikes in PSA, but that's kind of what makes grading fun to me is, taking a $1 card like that and trying to turn it into a 10. This one's really cool. So there's actually a story behind this. So when I moved to Columbus a few years back, I went to a local card shop just to check it out and see what they had. And I talked to the guy for a little bit, and he talked me into buying a 2012 Crusade pack. And at the time, the pack was $15. And broke it open. It came with a patch card and a couple other decent hits, but this wasn't really a valuable card at the time. So he gave me a top loader for 2 of the hits that I got, but since at the time this card was only worth like $1 or $2, he didn't even give me a top loader for it. So I just kind of threw it into the stack of cards that I had and threw it in a shoebox, and then it sat there for a few years. And then obviously a couple years ago, Kobe tragically passes away, and I was going through my cards and I found this one and I was like, dang, that's really cool. It almost looks like there's like angel wings behind him. And I was like, I wonder if this card's worth anything. So I looked up comps on eBay, and I saw that a bunch of people were listing this card on eBay as the Kobe Angel Wings card, and it was selling for even raw, like, I forget, probably like 150 to 200 bucks. I was like, dang, this card has some value now. And it looked really clean, even though I didn't put it in a top load or anything. Looked clean, looked it over, decided to send it in. I thought it had a chance at a 10. I thought it would probably get a 9. I think there was like a soft corner on it or something. Ended up coming back at 10. And this is one of the biggest cards in the order. So, pulled it from a $15 pack. Comps right now, a PSA 10 of this about 4 days ago sold for $430. So, it's a big one. From a $15 pack, it's like a $430 card now. So I was super stoked to get a 10 on that one. RIP to Kobe. This was another card I pulled from that same pack. Damian Lillard rookie. I'm a big fan of Lillard. He's a beast. He definitely turns it on in clutch time. And yeah, so this is a rookie. It's not really worth much, even in a 10. I was lucky enough to get a 10. But their 10s right now are selling from anywhere from 60 to 90. So, I mean, to pull it from a $15 pack, not bad, but not great either. So, there's the Lillard. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy. Up next, we got a 2005 Topps base Aaron Rodgers. This is like a pretty big card right now for a base card. I bought this one years ago. Paid about 18 bucks for it. Nowadays, the comps for a PSA go from anywhere from 125 to 200. Obviously, Aaron's been balling out the last couple years, so his cards have been hot. This one has a really high population count. This one's a pop 700 with 341 higher, so huge print run on these, but when it comes to the GOATs, you know, they're still going to bring in the money, even with the base cards, so it's definitely a good one to have. I was hoping for a higher grade on this one. In my book, I had it written down. I was hoping for a 9 or a 10, but it came back at 8. But most of these cards got higher grades than I had hoped, so overall the order was really successful. Up next, we got Frank Gore rookie autograph. This is the Signature Reflections. I love this set. I love this card. It looks great in the slab. Not a whole lot of these out there. This one is a pop 2. So only 2 8s out there and 14 higher. So between 9s and 10s, there's only 14 of them. So not a lot of these graded. Bought this one years ago. I paid 12 bucks for it raw, plus the $13 fee to grade it. So I got about 25 into this card. Can't find any comps on it. I would guess it's around 75 to 80 bucks in this grade, but it's hard telling. They're super rare as far as grading go, but I love the shine on it. I love this card. I've been a huge Frank Gore collector over the years, just because he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer in my opinion. And as he's the last like 4 or 5 years that I collected him, he was just climbing the running back rushing ranks. I think right now he's top 3 all time in rushing, so He's definitely a good investment. Even nowadays, I think he's a good investment. His cards are really cheap, but they just continue to steadily rise in price over time. This one is 2000 Pacific Tom Brady rookie card. So back when I bought this, these were selling anywhere from like 20 to 50 bucks. But I really did my homework on eBay and I looked really hard for a clean copy of one. And this guy had this one listed as a buy it now for 45 bucks. And it looked really clean. So I just went ahead and bought it. And anyone that's tried to grade this set, from what I've researched, it's a really hard set to grade. I think a lot of people that grade these get 6s and 7s all day. So I thought an 8 was a stretch. I had this, my estimated grade I wrote down was a 7 or an 8, so I was really happy to get an 8, especially with the prices they pull nowadays. PSA 8s go anywhere from 280 to 325, so this is a big card, and it's always good to have some Brady stashed away. I think long term these are just going to continue to rise in price, so I was really happy to get an 8 on this one. Got another Brady. This is the Skybox Impact rookie. So this one's actually a higher print run, but I think it's a little bit nicer looking rookie card than the Pacific. It's got it at least has like the Patriots logo on it and kind of a cooler design. So personally, I'm a bigger fan of this one. But same as the last one, you know, I thought it would either be a 7 or an 8. I would have been really happy with the 8. It got an 8, so I was happy with it. Bought this back in the day for 42 bucks. Right now, PSA 8s go anywhere from 275 to 325, and who knows? They might win another Super Bowl. Who knows? Brady always seems to squeeze out the championship, so I think that card will continue to rise. This one's awesome. I love this card. I love this set. 05 Finest Frank Gore Green Refractor. I've been a big Frank Gore collector, like I mentioned, and anytime I see these Topps Finest, I scoop them up. This one's got a print run of $199, and 3 of these in the order. Love the green one. Looked it over. It had some flaws, mainly surface issues, but the edges and corners looked really good, so I went ahead and sent it in just because it's such a low pop set. So the pop on this is a 1. It's a pop 1, and there's only 3 graded higher than this, so there's only 4 copies of this card graded this high or higher. Paid 18 bucks for it raw, plus the $13 fee, so I got 31 bucks invested in this one. Couldn't find any comps on it. If I were to guess, probably anywhere from 70 to like 170, but I just love this card. Another Gore from this set. This one has tons of shine. It's a beautiful card. This one is numbered out of 150. Same as the last one. Basically, I guessed that it would be an 8 or a 9, and it got an 8, so I'm cool with that. It's a pop 1 with 5 higher. Paid 16 for it, and I would guess couldn't find any comps. A raw one sold for 100 recently, so I would say in this grade anywhere from 120 to 165, somewhere in there. And another finest. This one was able to get a 9. It's a higher print run than the other two. It's out of 250, but it got a better grade. So I was happy to get a 9 out of this one. This one's super cool. So 04 Fleer inscribed Larry Fitz. Let me fix my light. Hang on 1 second here. So I love this set. I love 2004 Fleer. I think they had some really good stuff. And I love the design on it. I bought this in a lot. Yeah, so I paid around 20 bucks for it, and it looks really clean. Only issue I saw was like a small spot on the surface, but other than that, it looked perfect. So I thought it had a shot at a 8 or a 9, and it got a 9. So super happy to get that. I'm a big Fitzgerald fan. I think he's the top 10 receiver all time for sure. Some of the best hands of all time. He's a beast. Alright, we got 4 left. These are 4 of my favorites. I saved the best for last. Got a Megatron 07 Topps Chrome Calvin Johnson X-Fractor rookie. Calvin's probably my favorite receiver of all time. He's just a beast, and I love this set. I love these X-Fractors. 07 Chrome is super underrated, and to get this, I paid about 21 bucks for it raw, and I looked it over. It had some flaws. I didn't think it would get a 9. I thought it would probably get an 8, but I thought it had a shot at a 9, and it was able to squeeze out a 9, so I was super happy. I think I got a pretty fair / lenient grader, but whoever graded this was right on par with the grades that I had jotted down, so I think they were more than fair. So for my first order, I had to wait a long time. I waited 13 months to get this back, but it was worth the wait. Another Calvin Topps Finest Green Refractor. This is one of my favorite cards. I looked this one over. It looked perfect to me. I thought this would be a 10. This is the only card this is out of every card that I sent in, this is the only one that I actually thought would get a 10. But it got a 9, but it's okay because I squeezed out some 10s that I didn't think I would get. But I think the one issue might have been the centering top to bottom. I think that's what brought it down to a 9, but it's a beautiful card. Super low pop. It's a pop 5 with 11 higher, so not many graded copies of these. I paid 16 bucks for it. Raw, these go for 100. I saw a PSA 10 go for 420 yesterday. So I'd say this price is anywhere between those two figures. I would say it's probably a $200 to $300 card right now. Beautiful Calvin. Got us a Russell Wilson rookie. Here's another one that I was super happy with. I did not expect a 10 on this at all. In my little book where I wrote down my grades before I sent them off, I predicted this one to be an 8 or a 9. There was one corner that seemed to be real soft / like pushed in, but I knew the rest of the card looked great, and apparently the grader thought it looked good enough for a 10, so I was stoked on that. Russ will be a future Hall of Famer for sure, I think, and Seahawks have been having a couple of rough years, but who knows, maybe he'll go to another team and win another Super Bowl or something. Alright, we got one more. This is my favorite card in the order, so I saved it for last. This is some absolute fire. Got the 99 SPX Edgerrin James on card auto. This pup came back a 10. I was so hyped when I got this grade back because I did not expect a 10. I thought it had a shot at a 10, but I wrote down that it was probably a 9 and hopefully a 10, but I did not expect a 10, and it pulled it off. But I love this set. 99 SPX is such a cool set. I love the design, I love the shine. A lot of these autographs, you'll see most of these cards, the autographs are smudged. Some of them you can't even barely read them because they're so like rubbed off the card. But I bought this one raw a few years ago, and it looks like he just signed it yesterday. Like clean, crisp autograph, clean card, good corners, edges, looks brand new, and it's incredible that this came back a 10. I mean, whoever sold this to me, this thing sat in their closet or shoebox for 20 years before they even sold it to me. And lo and behold, it was a gem mint card. So that's what I love about grading. It's cool. So I paid $26 for it. Plus a $13 fee, $40 invested in this one. I can't find a sale of this one recently, but if I were to guess, it's probably at least $200 to $300. It's got a pop of 58, and that's super low for a card with a print run of, 2000. So definitely some heat right there. But yep, that's all for my order, guys. Thanks for watching.